So let's just come into a nice, comfortable seat. Bring your hands onto your knees and find a little more length in your spine. Lift your shoulders up as high as you can. Draw them back and open the heart, and then let them slowly melt down the back. Close your eyes. You can do that a couple more times if you like. So notice how even though your eyes are closed, there's still this like perception happening there. Like maybe you can even still see a little bit, like glimmers of light. See if you can really soften in that area. So you're not trying to have this tool for perception right there behind your eyes. You're kind of giving them a break and softening there. And see if you can imagine that your breath is now your perception. Instead of just bringing your awareness to the breath, imagine that the breath is your awareness. And instead of trying to perceive anything outside of you like your eyes would do, let your breath guide you just to go inward here. With every breath, see if you can soften just a little bit more, that space behind the eyes, softening the mind. Keep this deep connection with your breath as we start to move a little bit. Inhale the arms up overhead, squeeze your palms together, lift your heart, let the shoulders settle down the back, let your head relax back. But keep squeezing the palms together and lifting the fingers just a little bit higher. Feel the sit bones rooting down. And now hinge forward, bring your hands to the ground. Let your head be heavy. So you can have your eyes opened or closed, but still trying not to use your eyes to perceive anything outside of you. Softening the gaze and all that space around the eyes and the jaw. Letting your breath be your awareness. See if you can settle in just a little bit more. And then walk it over to the right, rooting into the left sit bone, lengthening through the whole left side, and then softening everything to sink in a little bit. Maybe that right elbow lowers down towards the ground. Now roll that left arm up towards the ceiling, drawing it back behind your face to roll the heart up towards the ceiling. Root into the left sit bone and then reach through the fingers. Tuck your chin just a little bit to lengthen the back of the neck, but then soften through the neck, the shoulders, the face, the eyes. Slowly come back up, squeeze the palms together, drop your head back, reach up. Hinge forward. Let your head get heavy right away and settle in. Walk it over to the left, rooting into the right sit bone, finding a little more length through the whole right side and then softening in. Maybe that left elbow starts to drop down towards the ground. Now peel the right arm up and back, root into the right sit bone, reach through the fingers, tuck the chin just a little bit, lengthen and soften. Come back up to center, squeeze the palms, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your head bow to your heart, close your eyes. And just set your intention for the practice. Maybe it's just to keep that breath as your awareness, or to give your eyes a break from the constant perceiving. Now we'll come onto the hands and the knees. And just start to move in any way that feels good. Spread your fingers, press your hands in. Maybe you start to circle. Maybe you start to make big hip circles or big barrel rolls with the rib cage. Just trying to find some fluid movement. Taking your breath anywhere that feels a little sticky. If you're moving in one direction, go ahead and switch directions. Come back to that neutral spine and then turn the wrists around. So the back of the wrists are facing forward, fingers are still spread wide. If this already feels like a lot, you can just breathe here, or maybe you want to start to move just like you were before, finding a little fluid movement. Maybe you want to use your thumb to massage that forearm a little bit here. I guess it's not really your forearm, the inside of your arm. And switch. Turn the hands back around. Keep your hips stacked over the knees. Walk your hands forward into puppy pose, letting your forehead come down to rest. Press into your hands to hollow out the armpits. Wrapping the shoulders around just like in down dog, and then settling in. Maybe you want to circle the ankles out a little bit here. Maybe you want to lift those wrists and elbows off the ground, coming onto tented fingertips. Slowly come back up to your hands and your knees. Inhale, reach your right hand forward and your left foot back. Keep the back of your neck long. Flex that foot. Point the toes down and in. Level out the hips. Find a little more length, a little more softness. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and round your spine. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round it out. 2 more times. Move slowly. Now we extend the arm back out, but we'll lower that knee back down. And then bring the arm all the way out to the right. See if you can keep your shoulders in line, pressing the left hand down and reaching out through the fingers. And then lift the right hand all the way up towards the ceiling. And try to twist the heart open. And thread the needle. Bring the shoulder towards the edge of the mat. Let your right ear rest. Left hand can walk forward. Maybe coming up on those fingertips. You can stay right here for a couple more breaths, or you can place your left hand on top of your right, interlacing your fingers to straighten into the arms. Slowly release. Use your left hand to press yourself back up. Inhale, reach the right hand up. And then reach the right hand straight out to the side again. And we're going to reach back and grab onto the left foot, maybe from the pinky toe side. Root down into the left hand and kick up into that right hand. Maybe you can roll the right shoulder back and open the heart a little bit and soften here. And release, come back to your hands and your knees. Take a couple big circles with the hips. And switch directions. Come back to that neutral spine. Reach the left hand forward and the right foot back. Lengthen the back of the neck. Flex that foot. Level the hips. A little more length from your heel to your fingertips, from your heel to your crown. Soften through the eyes, the face. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, round it out. Keep your hips in line. Keep that deep, slow, rhythmic flow of air through the nose, letting that breath be your awareness. One more time. Right leg comes down, left arm comes straight out to the side. Press down into the right hand, roll the shoulders back, reach through the fingers, and then reach that left hand up, rolling the heart open, and slowly thread the needle. Bring the left ear down, walk the right hand forward. Settle in. Maybe lifting that wrist up off the ground, coming up on those fingertips. Staying here or placing the right hand on top of the left, straightening into the arms. Relax the neck, the eyes, the mind. Slowly release, use the right hand to press up. Reach the left hand straight out to the side, and then reach it back for that right foot and kick up into the hand. Root down into the fingers and knuckles of the right hand. And release. We'll take a couple more of those big hip circles, moving with your breath. Switching directions. Slowly come back to neutral. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees just an inch or two. Let your head be heavy. Really activate the hands. So hollow out those armpits. Doing all the down dog moves. Lift the knees another inch or two. Shake your head a little bit. Really press into the fingers and knuckles and slowly, 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 but fluid. Start to find that nice long spine, lifting those sit bones up and back. Keep your knees bent for now. Blossoming the booty up towards the ceiling, finding all that length. And then press the right heel down. Keep the left knee bent. Keep pressing into both hands evenly. Press the left heel down, bend the right knee. Shake the head if you're holding any tension there at all. Soften the traps. One more time, right heel presses down, left knee bends. And left heel presses down, right knee bends. Slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Spread your feet as wide as your hips. Grab onto your elbows and start to find that fluid movement back and forth. Shaking the head a little bit. Maybe a couple open mouth exhales, letting it all go here. Release the arms, slowly round up or come up any way you like. Press into the feet, Find that nice tall spine, roll the shoulders back, open the heart, soften. Inhale, reach out through the fingers, lift your arms overhead. Grab onto your right wrist, step your right foot behind you, drop your arms to the left. Come back to center, grab the left wrist, step the left foot back. Come back to center, lower your hands to your heart and then down by your sides. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, press into the feet, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank and hold. Pressing into the fingers and knuckles, shine the heart forward. Soften through the face, the eyes, the mind. Roll to the outside edge of the left foot. Reach the right hand up. Lift the hips a little higher. Reach the right arm up alongside the ear and lengthen through the whole right side. Now lower the left knee down to the ground and keep lengthening through the whole right side, rooting that right foot down into the ground. Roll the heart up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulder out of the ear and reach. Come back to hands and knees. Press it back to child's pose and then slide out onto the belly. Bring your hands just outside of the mat and walk them forward a couple inches. Stay up on your fingertips. Let your forehead rest. And slowly peel yourself up. Let the head come up last. Press the feet down. Soften through the glutes. Exhale just as slowly lower back down. 3 more times with your breath. Press back to child's pose. Curl the toes under, lift the knees a couple inches, and again, slowly, with your head heavy, press into the hands and find all the length in the spine. Blossoming that booty up towards the ceiling, and then maybe sinking into the heels. Hollowing out those armpits to wrap the shoulders around. Inhale, roll it forward into plank. Roll to the outside of the right foot. Reach the left hand up. Lift the hips a little higher. Press the fingers and knuckles down. Bring the left arm up alongside the ear and lengthen. Lower the right knee down. Continue to lengthen. Root down into the whole left foot. Scoop your hips forward. Roll your heart up towards the ceiling and reach. Slowly come back to child's pose and then slide out onto the belly. Interlace your fingers back behind your sit bones, glue your palms together and draw your hands back to roll the shoulders back. Press into the feet and lift the heart. Keep squeezing the palms together and draw them back a little more to lift the heart a little more, but soften through the eyes, the shoulders, the jaw. And release, bring your hands under your shoulders, curl your toes under, lift your knees and quads up off the ground, press it up to plank and hold. Find a little more length in the back of your neck, a little more softness where you can. And slowly lift up, downward facing dog. Settling here for a couple breaths. Maybe a couple big open mouth exhales. Let it all go. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Come up on your tippy toes. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and step it through like crescent lunge. Reach up out of the waist. Maybe your hands come together and you gaze up at the thumbs and reach up just a little bit more. Bring your hands to your heart, turn and twist to the right. Hook the left elbow outside the knee. Keep pressing the right knee forward and pressing the left heel back and find this little twist. Slowly we'll step the left foot forward to meet the right, sink into the heels, keep twisting your spine open, and then open the arms up. Keep the knees in line by keeping the hips in line, soften what you can, and stay with this breath. Let it be your awareness here. Slowly come up to standing, keeping your twist. Keep reaching the right hand back. Sit back into the chair a little bit more. Draw the left hip back. Roll the right shoulder back. Find your breath. Now step the left foot back and find reverse crescent. Right hand finds left thigh. Right knee presses forward, sink into the left heel and reach up through your fingers. Now cartwheel the left hand down inside the foot and gaze up at the right hand, rolling the right shoulder back. Find that maximum wingspan and then soften here. Lower the left knee down, lift the arms like reverse crescent on the ground now. Press the right knee forward as you draw the right hip back and sink into that left hip flexor. Let your breath, your awareness find those spots, those sticky spots, and let it help you soften there, letting go. Lower your hands down, step the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Step your feet as wide as your hips. Grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Press down to the feet as you shine the heart forward. Come up halfway, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Pull the head down towards the feet. Draw the shoulders up out of the ears. Lift the sit bones up and back. Start to rock a little weight into the balls of the feet. Maybe start to straighten the legs by lifting the quads up. Or maybe a little micro bend in the knees and still lifting the sit bones up and back. Soften wherever you can. Release and slowly roll up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Press into the feet, lengthen forward, hollow out the belly. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, or just step it back to plank and lower knees, chest, chin. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot high, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, crescent lunge. Reach up out of the waist, square the hips up. Now hinge forward, turning to the left. Hook that elbow outside the knee. Press the left knee forward. Press the right heel back. Tuck the chin a little bit, lengthening the back of the neck, but softening there too. Slowly step the right foot forward. Sink into the heels, lower the booty. Keep twisting the spine open. Open the arms up. Stay seated in your chair, but lift the upper body up. Roll that left arm back a little more. Maybe the gaze can follow. Slowly step the right foot back and find that reverse crescent. Left hand, right thigh, left knee bends. Sink into the right heel, reach up. Cartwheel right hand down inside the foot. Roll the left arm up, let the gaze follow. Lower the right knee, come up like reverse crescent on the ground here, drawing the left hip back into the socket, sinking down into the right hip flexor. Lower the hands down, step the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press into the feet, come all the way up, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Step your feet as wide as your hips. Reach your arms forward, still they're parallel to the ground. Soften through the shoulders. Soften through the face. Don't let your knees move at all as you lower your booty back behind you. Keeping the knees stacked right over the ankles. Keeping the same distance between your feet, your knees, and your hands. Come down so your thighs are parallel to the ground. Look down if you're not sure, but then look forward again so your chin is parallel to the ground. Lengthen through the back of the neck, hollow through the belly, reach through the fingers, soften where you can. Stay with this breath. Let it be your awareness. Press into the feet, slowly come back up. Come up on the tippy toes. Same thing, the knees might come forward a little bit, but just try to lower the booty back behind you without pressing the knees forward. If you need to look down to check that distance, go right ahead. Get the thighs parallel to the ground. If you've checked it out, look forward again, get the chin parallel, come up higher on the toes, reach through the fingers, soften through the traps, and the jaw, and the eyes, a little higher on the toes, one more time. And slowly come back up. Lower the heels down, squeeze the knees together. Lengthen through the crown and slowly slide your body down the imaginary wall behind you. Maybe the heels start to lift up off the ground a little bit naturally, that's okay. Keep the belly in. Bringing the hips just a couple inches away from the heels and then squeeze the knees together more and roll them forward and down. So if you had something on your lap, it would roll right off. Thighs are parallel to the ground, arms are parallel to the ground. Find your breath. If you feel okay here, you can bounce. And then way slower than you want to, start to come back up. Step your feet together, bring your hands by your sides, close your eyes. Inhale, arms up overhead. Grab the right wrist, step the right foot behind you, drop it to the left. Come back to center, grab the left wrist, step the left foot behind you. Slowly come back up, bring the hands to the heart, and then hands down by your sides. All right, reach your right hand out to this right. Lift your right foot up, grab your ankle from the inside, right on the bone. Let your knees touch. Reach your left arm up and then hinge forward, drawing your shoulders into one line like you're drawing a bow. Let the right knee keep dropping down like it's heavy to keep the hips in line. Kick up into the hand as hard as you can. Feel that quad lifting up off the knee to straighten the leg, or a little micro bend in the knee, but still lifting the left hip up. One more breath, kick. Slowly come up, bring the right knee with you, lift it up high, and then cross the right knee over the left. Maybe your toes can wrap around. Bring your arms out to the sides, swing your right arm under your left. See if you can get your palms to touch. Draw the elbows out and up. Soften the shoulders down in the back. Soften that right knee and right ankle, or that standing knee and standing ankle a little bit more to sink in just a little bit. Slowly come up, lift the right knee up, hinge forward, shoot that heel back, get your torso parallel to the ground, get your hips level. Slowly step back to crescent lunge with a twist. Press the left knee forward. Find a little backward bend as you draw the left hip back into the socket. Release your hands, plant your right hand down, roll your left hand up, gaze up at it. Roll to the outside of the right foot, sweep the left foot back, side plank. You can keep the left foot lifted if you like, lift your hips a little higher, reach the left arm up alongside the ear, step the left foot behind you and flip it over, reach through the fingers. Relax your head and your neck. Slowly come back to plank. Lower through chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Settle in here for a couple breaths. Shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees and walk or hop it up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Spread your feet as wide as your hips. Slide your fingers under your toes to the crease in your wrist, and then pull your head down towards your feet. Pull your shoulders up out of the ears, softening the traps. Rock some weight into the balls of the feet. Lift those sit bones up and back. Either trying to straighten the legs by lifting the quads, or finding that micro bend in the knees to lift the sit bones up and back. Release your hands, press into your feet, reverse swan dive, come on up, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Hands down by your sides, lift the left foot up, grab that ankle from the inside. Let your knees touch. Reach your right arm up and slowly hinge forward like you're drawing that bow. Keeping the left knee heavy to keep the hips in line. Reach forward, kick up and back. Lifting the right quad off the knee to lift the right hip and lower the left hip. One more breath. Slowly come up, lift the left knee up nice and high, and then drop it over the right. Maybe toes wrap on this side. Bring the arms out to the sides. Sweep the left arm under the right. Maybe the palms touch on this side, elbows out and up. Shoulders soften down the back. Chin slightly tucked, soften through the eyes. Shoulders, jaw. Slowly lift the left knee up, hinge forward, shift that heel back, everything parallel, foot is flexed. Slow motion, step back to crescent lunge, bending the right knee deeply, find a little backward bend. Release the hands, plant the left hand down, roll the right arm up, let the gaze follow, open the heart. Roll to the outside of the left foot, sweep the right foot back, stacked or lifted. Lift the hips a little higher, reach the right arm up alongside the ear, step it back, flip it over. Slowly come back to plank and lower through chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Settle in here for a couple of breaths, or if you need a child's pose, go ahead and take that. When you're ready, come back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot high, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, warrior one. Press the right knee forward, draw the right hip back. Press all four corners of both feet down. Press the palms together, lift the hands a little higher, lift the heart. Soften the traps, the shoulders, the eyes. Now bring your hands to your hips, straighten into the legs. And step the left foot in just a little bit. Now we're going to bring the arms back up overhead, squeezing the palms together. Press the feet down, draw the right hip back for pyramid pose. Press the feet down. Keep the hips the same height. Draw the belly in and up. Keep the quads lifting off the knees or a micro bend in the right knee to lift the hips up and back. Maybe the pinkies come to touch the ground right in front of the big toe. Now we're going to keep the right hand down and peel the left arm up, letting the gaze follow. Keep lifting the right quad off the knee or that micro bend, but feel the hips lifting up, scooping them forward towards the long edge of the mat. Roll that left shoulder back a little bit more. Maybe you need to bring the right hand up onto the shin or closer to the knee. Lengthen through the spine and the back of the neck, soften through the face, the eyes, the shoulders. Lower the left hand back down, shoot the left foot up and back, standing splits. Head is heavy, breath is deep. Hop it back to chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot up, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, warrior one. Bring your hands to your hips, step your right foot in a little bit, straighten into the legs, square your hips to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up, press your palms together and hinge forward. Drawing the left hip up and back, drawing the belly in and up. Pinkies come to touch the ground right in front of the big toe. Chin is tucked. We're trying to touch the forehead to the knee here. Peel the right arm up, let the gaze follow. Maybe starting to straighten into the legs, scoop the hips towards the long edge. Roll that right hip back just a little bit. Reach the right hand up. Find length anywhere you can, and then soften. Lower the right hand down, shoot the right foot up, standing splits. Hop it back, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Couple open mouth exhales, let it all go. And then see if you can lower the elbows down into dolphin pose. Let your head be heavy. Keep your hands activated. Maybe you walk your feet in just a little bit more. Come up on the tippy toes. And then sink back into the heels. Lift the right foot up high. Come up on the tippy toes. Sink back into that heel. One more time, up on the toes. Maybe you're working on kicking up here. Lower the right foot back down. Lower the knees down. Press back to child's pose. Let your forehead rest. Interlace your fingers back behind your sit bones. Reach your arms up and overhead. Release your hands under your shoulders. Curl your toes. Let your head be heavy. Slowly lift those knees. Find length in the spine and then try to straighten into the legs. Lower the elbows down into dolphin. Let your head be heavy. Press into the fingers, knuckles. Don't let those wrists come up. Walk your feet in a little closer. Sink into the heels. Come up on the tippy toes. Sink into the heels. Lift the left foot high. Keep your hips in line. Keep your head heavy. Soften through the traps. Come up on the toes. Sink into the heel a couple times, or maybe you're working on kicking up. Lower the left foot down. And then we'll come to forearm plank here, sliding the feet back a little bit, lengthening to the back of the neck, pressing the hands, wrists, forearms down to shine the heart forward and roll the shoulders back. Find your breath. Turn and twist, kiss the mat with the right hip. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left hip kisses mat. Lengthening through center. Whenever you've had enough, you can lower down to the belly. Stay up on your elbows, your forearms. So make sure your shoulders are right over your elbows and your hands are just like down dog. Relax your lower body, shake your hips a little bit. Look forward so your chin is parallel to the ground. And now, with the help of your hands and forearms, shine the heart forward more, so much that your belly button comes forward a little bit. Soften anywhere you can. Slowly turn to gaze over the right shoulder and beyond. See if you can look all the way back at the feet and maybe even beyond. Breathe into that space. Soften into that space. Slowly look back towards the top of the mat. Re-engage your hands and forearms. Make sure you're still soft through the backside. And slowly gaze over the left shoulder and back at the feet and beyond. Take the deepest breath into that space and then soften. Slowly look back towards the front of the mat and lower all the way down. Reach your arms out to the sides like airplane wings. Let your forehead rest. Zip your legs together, squeeze your toes and heels together, squeeze your knees and thighs together. Inhale, lift everything up. You can look forward a little bit, but don't crunch your neck up. Keep the back of the neck slightly long here, but soft. Reach through the fingers, find that maximum wingspan, and then find all the length from the toes to the crown and lift just a little bit higher. Drawing the arms back a little bit more as you lift a little higher, lifting the heart one more time. Bend the knees, grab the ankles. Try to keep your knees in line with your hips and kick up into the hands. Starting to look up a little bit. Roll the shoulders back, opening the heart. Let your breath be your awareness. Take it anywhere you feel stickiness and feel it softening your body. One more breath. And slowly release. Now we're going to slowly come up. We're going to turn to either side and spread the knees out wide. See if you can get your shins parallel to the edges, to the top and bottom edges of the mat, so that your heels are in the same line as your knees. See if you can turn your toes out to the sides. If that doesn't work for you, you can turn your toes back or even in if you need to, but start with trying to point them out to the long edges of the mat and start to walk your hips back towards your heels. You can stay up on the hands or lower down to the forearms, whatever feels better to you. Stay with your breath. See if there's any more space to soften into here. And then really slowly come out of it, turn towards the top of the mat and come back into a child's pose. Turn your palms to face up here. Soften through the traps, the jaw. Letting go. Maybe an open up exhale. And slowly come up. We're going to sit onto the left hip and straighten the right leg out in front. We're actually going to bring the left foot flat on the ground. Your heel's just a couple inches away from your glute and just a couple inches away from that right thigh. Kick out through the heel. Now we'll reach for the foot. You can just grab onto the leg anywhere you can. Keep lengthening through the crown and pulling your heart down towards the foot. Keep pressing the left foot down and pressing out through the right heel. If your left shoulder dips below your knee and you want to reach around for a bind, turn your thumb to face down, reach that hand back and reach around. See if you can clasp your fingers. Keep kicking through the right heel and lowering your heart down towards the knee. Soften. Slowly release, come back up. Bring that left heel into the center line. Try to lower your left knee down. Kick out through the right heel, reach for that foot. Grab whatever you can. Lengthen up, pull the heart towards the foot. If you'd rather find a twist, come up and turn and twist to the left. Try to grab that big toe with the peace sign fingers to the left hand. And then maybe you still want to reach out for that foot. Find length first. And then draw the heart towards the foot. Keep kicking through the heel. See if there's any more space to settle into. Soften one more time. Slowly come back up. Extend the left leg out. Bring the right foot flat, a couple of inches from the glute, a couple of inches from the thigh. Kick through the heel. Reach for the foot. Grab what you can, lengthen up, and draw the heart towards the foot. Soften. If you want to find that bind, draw the right hand back, turn the thumb down, reach it back there, and interlace your fingers if you can. Keep kicking through the left heel, softening through the traps. And release. Bring that right heel into center, lower the right knee down, kick through the left heel, reach for the foot, lengthen up, draw the heart towards the foot and soften, or come up and turn and twist to the right. Try to grab that big toe, peace sign fingers of the right hand, and then maybe you still reach for the foot, kick through the heel, soften. One more chance to soften, one more breath. And release. Bring both feet flat on the ground, and then lift them up off the ground, grabbing the backs of the knees. Maybe you straighten into the legs. Squeeze the legs together, reach out through the balls of the feet, pull the belly in, lift the heart. Back of the neck is long and soft, face is soft. Inhale, lengthen out to a hover. Keep reaching for the feet, keep looking at the feet. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, lengthen to a hover. Move with your own breath. Whenever you've had enough, just roll back onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. And find a happy baby. Try to keep the sit bones and the booty down on the ground. Chin is slightly tucked. Maybe finding some movement here. Maybe instead of just side to side, you act like you're driving a big old bus and you're actually like turning the steering wheel. Finding a weird little swivel here for the low spine. Maybe you grab the big toes and straighten the legs out wide to the sides. Chin is slightly tucked. Try to lower the booty down. Relax the traps, the jaw, the eyes. Now release, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open. Tuck the tailbone just a little bit, tuck the chin a little bit. And now grab your elbows overhead and soften here. Use your breath. If you want a little more, you can you can press your feet together a little more, or try to draw your elbows down a little more. Now hug your knees into your chest. Let your right leg go long. Interlace your fingers around that left knee and hug it in tight. Kick through the right heel. Tuck your chin. Squeeze your elbows in tight. Squeeze that knee all the way to the armpit. Now find a half happy baby, grabbing the outside edge of that foot, pulling it straight down towards the knee. Keep kicking through the right heel, chin slightly tucked. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. Let your breath be your awareness. Maybe you grab that big toe and straighten the leg out to the side. We're going to bend the knee and draw it across the body. Use the right hand to draw it all the way down to the ground. Reach your left arm straight out to the side, perpendicular to the body. Press your palm down if you can. Gaze over the left hand. If your knee's not all the way down to the ground, you can use your right hand to help it all the way to the ground. And then try to settle in. Maybe you lift your upper body and turn and twist it to the left a little more. And then try to settle in here, relaxing your shoulders, your jaw. One more breath. Settle in just a little more. See what you can soften. And slowly come back. Hug the knees into the chest. Let your left leg go long. Squeeze that right knee in. Kick through the left heel. Hug the elbows in. Tuck the chin. Squeeze the knee all the way to the armpit. Find a half happy baby, kicking out through the left heel, tucking the chin. Pull that foot straight down towards the knee, towards the ground. Or maybe you straighten that right leg out to the side, hooking the big toe with the peace sign fingers. Keep the hips down. Keep looking straight up at the ceiling or closing the eyes down, tucking the chin just a little bit. Bend the knee, bring it through center, hand it off. Use the left hand to guide it all the way down. Reach the right arm straight out, palm face down if that worked for you. See if you can get the knee all the way to the ground. Lift the upper body, turn and twist it to the right a little more. Gaze over the right hand and settle in here. One more chance. Slowly come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And let your legs go long on the mat. Spread your feet as wide as the mat. Let your toes fall open. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Tuck the chin just a little bit. Find that length. And now find softness. See if you can feel your body sighing that sigh of relief that you're all done. Feel everything just melting a little bit, letting go.
As you invite a deeper breath back into the body, invite that deepest part of yourself to awaken. Just use your imagination and imagine there's a part of your consciousness that's been asleep that is just starting to stir a little bit here. Imagine that you've just finally cultivated enough peace for this part of you, your highest self, to be interested in joining the party. And feel that part of you coming to fill your body with this new awareness, this gratitude for you, for cultivating this peace, this place that it can be safe. Before you open your eyes, use your imagination and imagine that you could see things with new, fresh eyes. From that beginner's mind, without already attaching ideas to everything we perceive. See if you can find that innocence, that curiosity of a child, of a cat. And start to bring a little movement. As you inhale the arms up overhead and lengthen out, arching the back up off the ground, like the first stretch of your new life. And slowly roll over onto the right side. See if you can let this part of you that wants peace above all else, above being right or figuring things out. See if you can let that part of you guide you for the rest of the day. When you're ready, press yourself back up to a seat. Find that nice tall spine. Inhale, arms up. Press the sit bones down. Reach up. Find a little more space. Bring the hands to the heart. Bow the head to the heart. Lift the thumbs to the space above the eyebrows. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute